Well, it's another new year, as if the last one wasn't bad enough. And I'm sorry for being a bit of a downer here, but I'm afraid I'm a little less than jolly at the moment. So, as you may have surmised from the thumbnail, I am officially canceling the Deck Doctor's Destruction Derby. Now, if your first reaction was, what the hell is that? Well, then you're part of the problem now, aren't you? To be clear, I wasn't expecting a huge turnout or anything. Frankly, I would have been surprised if I actually got all 16 participants I wanted. That being said, I did not, however, think that I would not get a single person to sign up for the tournament at all. None. Not a one. 3 months of extended sign-ups and over a year of planning and setup and contacting others for support for various tasks, and absolutely nothing to show for any of it. Only one person attempted the sign-up process, the person who had already supported me on Patreon, but because they never even finished it, I can't even claim them as a winner by default, so I'm still up a creek. Now, like I said, my expectations were pretty low to begin with, but I thought at least my so-called friends would try it out of courtesy to help me not look like an asshole. But no, apparently what I've been saying as a joke for years turned out to be painfully true. I have no friends, and I am an asshole. Of course, if that was all there was to it, I wouldn't be making this video. Most of this was fairly self-explanatory, right down to me being an asshole. No, the real reason lies in the aftermath of this whole debacle. You may have noticed that I haven't uploaded an episode of PT Devil's Yu-Gi-Oh! Journey last month, and if your first reaction to that is, what the hell is that? Seriously, what the hell are you doing here? Though I suppose I can't blame you too much, as after the first episode, views have decreased so dramatically since then that I'm basically right back where I was when I first started making videos almost 3 years ago. That, coupled with the absolute disaster of my first and probably last tournament, has understandably soured my perception of the franchise quite considerably. It's gotten to the point where I can't bring myself to work on a project that I have no passion or faith in, since I know nobody is going to be happy with the finished product no matter what. So where does this leave this channel then? Am I going to be quitting YouTube after all this time and effort? Well, as much as I'd like to cut my losses and move on, I'm not really capable of doing that. I need to have some form of outlet in order to keep my depression in relative check, and content creation is pretty much my only coping mechanism at this point. However, I do need to take a step back and recontextualize how I approach it. When I started this channel, I had pretty much rock bottom expectations for where it was going to go. I had decided that I was just going to do what I wanted and see what happened, since nobody was likely going to be watching them anyway. However, eventually things started to take off, much to my and everyone else's surprise, and somewhere along the line, my expectations changed. I started to attempt to build up a community, not only so I could more easily cater my videos to what you guys wanted, but also so that I could have the interaction and support system with my fan base that more other popular YouTubers have. However, as this fiasco is brought to light, I jumped the gun on that point and ended up biting off far more than I could chew, resulting in me overstepping my bounds and attempting to set up a tournament when I had nowhere near enough of a fan base to justify doing so. So if I want to keep this channel going and actually live to see 2022, I'm going to need to take a step back and focus more on doing what I want to do instead of what I think you guys want me to do. I mentioned about a year and a half ago about wanting to do more Pokemon content, so I think it's about time that I made good on that promise. I'm not going to be canceling PYJ outright since I did make the promise to do the entirety of Season 0, but it's going to be a while before I come back to it, and even when I do, I don't think I'm going to go much further than that. Unless something drastically changes while I'm away or when I come back to it, it's probably going to be the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! Content for a while. Also, don't take my rant earlier at face value. I will get over it eventually, and I'm not one to hold a grudge anyway. I'll probably be going to locals with them again like nothing ever happened if and when the lockdown ends, so it's not like I'm cutting them completely out of my life. Anyway, that's all I have to say, so until next time, Happy New Year, don't get run over, and I'll see you guys later.